the question was, what was my tipping point? I have no idea. And I honestly...
When did you like really realize, oh, it's working, I'm so psyched?
The day before I started it.
But
I'm telling you the truth.
Right.
To me, if you're passionate about what you do and you love it more than life and you believe you know what you're
Right.
doing, you've won already. The day I felt I had something, the first comment I got on my blog, the first day. I mean, it was always going to work, in my opinion. There was never a doubt. I believed in it that hardcore. I knew how hard I was going to work for it. And that's it. I don't believe in tipping points at all. I really don't. I'm sure there's always a moment. Was it when I was on Conan O'Brien or when the Wall Street Journal? I'm sure there's something. You know, being on Dig Nation, there's definitely things that made it go up. When Center Networks linked me up, Mashable talked about me, whatever they did. But I'm not sure, but I know this, that I never looked for it. And way too many people look for their tipping point. And that goes back to not paying attention to your stats.
Well, I just wanted to say, as Marshall Sponder, that it looks to me like you spent a lot of sweat equity and time to build this up. I mean, that's the commodity. Yeah, not the commodity, but this is the payment, right?
If you
it's
don't
his
work,
time.
you have no
it's time.
chance. Too many people, I mean, this takes every minute you've got, depending if this is what you want to do. It starts with, what do you want to do? If it's just dollars and cents, fuck that. You're not going to win. You're not. If you don't have pure passion, then you've got no chance of victory. And so it has to come down to what do you want. Always. Yes?
Jason Bear, social media consultant. Quick question. I mean, a lot of brands, as you talked about, say, you know, there's not enough mass in social media to put dollars against it. My response to that to my clients is, yeah, but it's 1,000% targeted. There's literally no waste in social media, because if you put yourself out there, everybody who interacts with you is by definition a fan of the brand, or they wouldn't be there. So there's no wasted impressions the way it is with TV or radio or print or Yellow Pages or direct mail or anything else. How do you feel about that?
I feel that the difference between a social media user today, it'll change, but today, as a consumer of a product compared to the non-social media consumer, is that a social media consumer is an advocate. They continue the building process of the brand because they are using the tools like Facebook Share, like Twitter, like that, to continue the story about your brand.
Let me follow up on that, Gary. So what you're saying, though, is you advocate using social media more as a customer loyalty and retention tactic more so than a customer acquisition.
Yeah, both. I mean, it's like players, right? Everybody has players. Your basketball team, you have 12 players, but 12 of them might suck. You might have customers, but they might not be doing anything for your brand except a one-way transaction. You know, I feel that people that are social media consumers are multiple traction and can create so much. I mean, listen, if I love your product and go and tweet about it and do a video blog about it, things are going to happen. And there's a lot of people replicating like that on many different levels. You know what? Let me finish with this before it rains too hard, but we can keep going.
Though. It's magical.
I don't give a fuck about one brand that doesn't get it. Not for one fucking second. You know why? Because they're going to fucking lose and be gone. I'm not in the business to protect Pepsi from dying off and letting some other brand come in and take it. Because if you don't think shit that changes when platforms change,
right,
just pay attention to the 5 biggest selling beers when radio was in existence and what happened in the first 5 years of television hitting some sort of critical mass. Because Schaefer and Pabst Blue Ribbon, I promise you, they would redo some shit. So the landscape's going to change. The next Red Bull and vitamin water and blah, blah, blah is going to come from this space, and they're going to spend a hell of a lot less money than Red Bull and vitamin water did. Somebody's going to crush it, build a fucking $100 million brand, and do it for less than $500,000. And that's when people are going to be like, oh. Now I get it.
Do you think the space is going to become saturated with people that don't want to spend any money and create great results out of it? Okay.
And then the cream will rise to the top and they'll get money. It's going on right now.
Okay.
There's a fuckload of shit going on, but there's only a very small tier that makes money. Guess what? That's how it is out here too.
It's always been that.
It's always that. But everybody thinks that if they have a blog or in their social media, they're going to get it and they're going to crush it. You've got to be good and you got to work your ass off. It's the same principles that have always existed. If you suck at sports radio talk, and nobody's going to listen to your shit, and you're not going to be able to monetize. So make sure what you do is something you're passionate about and you're good at.
Did you start this
much when you talk to Pepsi and those big brands?
Never. Only when I get people.
Do you tell them that they suck?
Yes, immediately.
But they're fine with that, though. I bet they're fine with that because
I
that's
have
their
nothing
style.
to lose. That's not what I do. I do a lot
Yeah,
of
they're just a
consulting,
desire. They don't
but
believe-
it's not
they
my
think
main
it's
source
charming.
of
They
income.
don't-
For me to walk in, I saw Tim Zagat at the founders meeting the other night and said, "You're getting your face beaten." That's my opening line.
And he smiled at you, right?
And
He
his
smiled
friend,
at
and
you.
he said to his friend Bernie from ABC, who introduced me, he's like, "I like this kid because I don't give a fuck if he's out of business tomorrow. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's not what I can do. I don't have the time to help him. You know."
What type of wine goes good with fish?
White.
I don't know.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out.
This is really great. Thank you very much, Gary.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Right.
Thank you.
Just want to wear wine.